Hello friends. So today we are going to look at service evolution analytic, which was the part of cloud service evolution, how it works, the evolution of service for the maintenance part. So this was the paper that I have published in the IEEE transaction on engineering management. It is one of the prestigious and oldest transaction or journal on engineering. Means the most of the engineering that you see, mechanical or software engineering or any electrical engineering, was being evolved from this IEEE transaction of engineering management. It is working since last 50 years. Here service evolution analytics, where we used change and evolution mining on distributed evolving systems. So we'll see first introduction, then change mining and evolution mining, then what is that service evolution analytic model that we are working, then this experimentation and conclusion. So what is distributed computing model and how it relies upon? So basically grid computing was the mother of all the type of new distributed computing, that this distributed collection of resources was being managed at grid computing level. Then cloud computing came up, where convenient and on demand resource sharing and resource computing, resource management was there. And prior to that, or equivalent to that, was utility computing, was on demand pay as you go billing model was there in utility computing. Then service oriented computing was there, where service web services like things RESTful web service or SOAP WSDL web service were there for resource sharing and for the document sharing, and multiple object oriented things are there in service oriented computing. Next, evolving distributed system are basically a kind of a evolving system which were actually stored on software repository. So we are going to study those software repository based on the two system engineering concept, which is changeability and evolvability. Changeability deals with change mining type of things, and evolvability basically deals with the help of evolution mining type of things. So both the change mining and evolution mining actually trying to uncover some change and evolution information over time of that evolving distributed system. So first we'll define what is evolving distributed system in terms of version series. So version series are basically having various versions of evolving distributed system, which can be defined as VS, where version 1, version 2, version up to version N was different states of that evolving distributed system. Basically these are codes, programs written by the developers and kept on the software repository for various different time points. For example, T1 for version 1, T2 for version 2, Tn for version N. Next, this is how the change mining of the two versions could be done. Like you have various WSDLs and web service codes available for the old version as well as for the new version. So for the old version and new version, you apply it to the algorithm of change mining of service, like, and then you have first service change classifier, where you'll get various operations that are being labeled according to the changes, means inserted, deleted, modified. So this service change classifier will do labeling, and then these label will come up in the form of inserted and modified. If they are inserted and modified, then these will be selected as subset operation, and that subset of operation will be used for construction of WSDL slice, which is based on the WSDL slicing, so that this WSDL slice would help to do access to the subset of a web service. So this WSDL slice means subset of a WSDL will help you to access subset functionality of a web service with the help of subset operations. Next, change mining of two versions. So service change classifier basically have labeling of a different insertion, deletion, and modification at the different level. Means insertion at the WSDL level, insertion at the WS code level. So the purpose of all the location and changes were like insertion of an operation, deletion of an operation, and modification of an operation or schema means input output. So the insertion, deletion and modification at WSDL level or web service code level was been objective and the purpose of detection, and then with that we can able to capture those changes on some subset WSDL like difference WSDL, unit WSDL that we had discussed. And so some of the deletions can't be captured because these are not in the new version. So in the if it is not in the new version, then we can ignore those labels. Then these are the six parts of a WSDL that helps to do communication between the web service and web service client. First, definition of the XML, so how it is being changed. Then XSD means schema of input output. So XSD XML elements could be of complex data type or simple data type, where complex data type have multiple data structure working inside it, and simple data type is having simple input output. Then message, that how the operation is being named and what parameter should be there and how it communicate message between the client and the web service. Then port type, that what port that operation should work and what type of change it helps in tracking the message input output. Then binding changes, like binding happens at SOAP protocol for communication purpose. Then service means service having binding and service name and SOAP locations for communication purpose. So these are the basic fundamental description and parts of WSDL that helps to communicate with the SOAP protocol through some messages for executing some operations. Next, like service version 1 could go under changes and it creates a service version 2. So how these changes could be represented? Green could represent insertion, addition, and red can express deletion, blue can express modification. So this is how the changes happen when a web service changes from version 1 and version 2. This is an example for understanding how these changes actually takes place and how we can measure. So this was an representational example so that we can study this type of algorithm, complex algorithm. So this is the way of formal writing the algorithms for any work that you usually do. So this algorithm one is basically service change classifier. So service change classifier basically have two steps, like semantic code differencing, semantic WSDL differencing means between the old and new version of WSDL and WS code. So the changes could be written with the WSDL code and WSDL changes. Then these operations could be having name and labels, and based upon the changes happen to the WSDL code and WS code. Then for each operation which has undergone WSDL change, so you keep on detecting the label insertion, deletion, and modification, and then according to that, you label that operation as inserted, label that operation as deleted, label that operation as modified. Again, the operation which had undergone changes at WSDL code level, you label that operation as inserted, you label that operation as deleted, you label that operation as modified. Next, you'll return this operation labels with the operation name labeled as inserted, deleted, or modified. Then the WSDL slicing takes place where you actually construct the WSDL based upon the subset operations. So how this subset operation is being constructed in this algorithm, like in the change mining of web service algorithm. So here first you executed service change classifier, then you gathered subset operation based upon the inserted and modified operation. Based upon that subset inserted and modified operation, you actually construct a WSDL slice. How you construct WSDL slice? Using WSDL slicing algorithm. So algorithm 2 WSDL slicing in this main algorithm is like this one. So algorithm 2 WSDL slicing was being used for construction of a subset WSDL, which is WSDL slice, where you have six different parts of XML of WSDL L, and you use subset operations where the subset operation is having operations of the new WSDL and that are having different labels as well. And operations that are required, subset operations are the required operation for the construction of a new WSDL, which is WSDL slice as a kind of a subset WSDL. So you detect the slice for start definition, you detect slice for XSD definition for the subset operation. You detect the slice means subset sub part of the port which is only allocated for the subset operations. So you detect some slice or part of binding for the that subset operation. Then you detect slice for service part for the new WSDL and end definition for the new WSDL. Then you merge all these part as in a sequence and you construct with the WSDL slice. Then we proposed for evolution mining of web service version series, we proposed the service evolution matrix, four novel service evolution matrix, which are basically based upon the five important quantitative attributes, which are number of operations, WSDL lines, parameters, messages, and various other things like message, operation code line. So all these four parameters basically help us to define the service evolution matrix. So these are the service evolution matrix. First two, line per operation in the WSDL, where number of source lines of the WSDL for version 1 is being used and divided by per operation, means number of operation in that version, so that we'll get the average number of source line for the in the WSDL. So once we have for each version, means version VI, version V2, V3, and up to VN. So we'll have a series of this matrix. Like for version 1, we collected a value, version 2, we collected a value, and version N, we collected the value for this matrix. Then parameter per operation, that number of parameter means input output type in the version divided by the number of operations in that particular version. So we again have a series of that second kind of evolution matrix like PO1, POI up to the PON, and that defines our series. Next, message per operation in the WSDL. So number of messages in the WSDL for version I divided by the number of operation that it contains will actually give you the average number of message per operation. And again, we form a series for version 1 with the service solution matrix 3, then version I service solution matrix I, nth version with the service solution matrix 3, that is M0N. Then fourth one is the code line per operation in the WSDL code. So the number of code lines in the WSDL code for version I divided by the number of operations will actually give you the average number of code lines per operation. That would be helpful for analysis of how the service has been grown and how these all metrics helps you to understand how the service has been grown from smaller part to the larger part. And this again forms the fourth matrix, forms a series for version 1, version ith, version nth, and you'll have the series of this matrix. And these parameters actually help you to understand how a large web service has been grown with time, means from time 1, time 2, time 3 up to the time nth, where nth represents some version at nth time point, means nth version, means VN, we can say. So this is the most fundamental and expressive way of the summary for generating of that service solution matrix. So version 1, version 2, and up to the version n, the four matrix has been used for generating values for that analysis. And this will give us for version ith, we'll have first matrix, second matrix, third matrix, fourth matrix. For each version we'll have the four matrix, and that would be helpful for us to understand how a service or distributed system has been evolved and been worked out. So the summary of the evolution mining for the version series. Then four matrices are being expressed as VI, having matrix 1, matrix 2, matrix 3, matrix 4. Then create the time series graph. So we can create time series graph based upon the information that we have. Next, this service evolution analytics model, that what type of model we should draw to analyze and study. So the change mining and evolution mining at left and right side. So in between you have started with the repository of WSDL and the web service code of an evolving distributed system. So you have repository for WSDL and WS code that were helped with the tool AWSCM for change mining and evolution mining of that evolving distributed system. So the change mining will do service change classifier for the two versions of an evolving distributed system for WSDL and WS code analysis. Then it generates subset operations to construct a WSDL slice or a slice of WSDL, which is referred as subset WSDL. So with the subset WSDL, you constructed subset WSDL. So with the subset operations, you constructed subset WSDL. And again, in the evolution mining, service evolution matrix are being used for different version series for that evolving distributed system based upon WSDL and WS code that helps to generate a service evolution information over time for generation of the time series graph. Next, how the tool for service evolution analytics could be developed. So first you develop that tool for different versions of a WSDL and WS code that helps to do development of that tool. Means different versions of the system will help you to develop that tool, and these versions of code will actually behaves like a development data. Means for from time t1 to time t1 plus t2 you keep on developing, because t2 is the time for development phase. You are starting with time t1 and development phase takes time t2. So all the development data, which is versions of cloud service, helps you to develop the tool. Then starting from t1 plus t2 time, and t3 will be the time taken by the testing phase. So testing of that tool for analysis purpose. So you develop invest time for doing testing data which were like unused cloud service repository. So you use unused cloud repository for doing testing of the tool that you have developed. So the unused version of the cloud service will be used for testing of the tool that you had developed, and this will take time t3. And so the development and testing phase will actually take time t1, t2 and t3. Means t1 plus t2 plus t3 would be the actual time. Next, this service evolution analytics means output generation, and how this is being correct and how this is not been correct. So that subset WSDL basically are the output. So it has to be either accepted by the means both accepted by the both software acceptance and the human acceptance. How the software acceptance works: if you insert that WSDL in the IDE like NetBeans and Eclipse, then the IDE should accept that subset WSDL and it says that okay, this is perfect. Then it is said to be software accept. Then testing and frameworks like SoapUI and JMeter would actually be able to parse the whole WSDL properly and able to generate test cases. Similarly, for the NetBeans and Eclipse, tool should able to parse that subset WSDL for generating operation code template. So this is what is software acceptance. Next, human acceptance means engineer will actually see, observe the WSDL and say that yes, it is working fine and it has been observed that the tool is working satisfactorily. So this is how the correctness of the subset WSDL could be checked. Then the experimentation part. So in the experimentation part, we'll see two kind of web service. First, self-made web service, which is SaaS, and book service, which is homemade web service developed by me, and the two real world web service, which is of Amazon Web Service and Eucalyptus. Then we'll see the change classification in the WSDL slice construction. Then we'll also see empirical reduction of regression testing cost. Then we'll also see the empirical and experimental result for the service evolution matrix. Next, this WSDL slice construction where change in SAS and book service takes place. So the SAS is actually having index, searching and reading operation, and it is going from version 1 to version 2 and help to do analysis, and the two new operation edit and edit file was being added. So edit and edit file operations are added, so it is reflected on green, and modified operations are searching, and this book service also have too many changes which are highlighted with the blue code, and based upon the dependency all these changes are being propagated. Next, this WSDL slice construction for the capturing the changes. Difference WSDL captures the changes in SAS, book service, Eucalyptus, and AWS, and unit WSDL captures changes at web service code of SAS, book service, and Eucalyptus. But the code for the AWS was not available, so we haven't done analysis for that. Then the changes in the two WSDLs of Eucalyptus Cloud Cluster Controller and Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. So these are the changes means inserted and deleted and modified for the two versions of the web service. And this is example means there are many such versions of these WSDL. So like operation changed, which were modified node insert was being inserted, migrate instance operation was being inserted, and schema change was like CC instance type was being modified, CT complex type schema was being changed for the virtual boot record type being modified. Similarly, matrix counter type complex data type was being modified, and metric dimension type was being modified. Similarly, for the Eucalyptus distributed describe public address was being deleted. Similarly, these type of two operation attached network interface and detached network interface was being inserted. Similarly, schema change in the Eucalyptus WSDL between the two versions of the WH. Similarly, for the Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, the operation changes are like described reserved instance modification operation is being inserted, and modifier reserved instance operation is being inserted. Similarly, for the another set of changes example was operation inserted means these are the five operations which are being inserted. So CT stands for the complex type input output data structure, and for the operations which are actually having input output data structure for the inserted and modified. And so we actually skipped the deleted operation for the analysis part. So the test case reduction, the service maintenance part, for example, the four experiment was being constructed for retrieval of the changes happened to the between the two versions, and then these changes are being captured in certain WSDL slice like DWSDL, UWSDL is capturing subset of operations, and that would help you to select a subset of test cases means 2 out of 5 operations are being added. So you just do the testing for the subset retrieved operation means 2 operations are being tested out of 4 test cases means 2 test cases are selected out of 4 test cases. So the test case reduction was 50%. That helps you to reduce the service testing cost. Similarly, for book service, Amazon Web Service, and Eucalyptus, so you basically have subset operations in the subset WSDL. WSDL slice consist of subset operations. That subset operations were actually help you to select subset test cases for subset testing, and this subset testing helps you to reduce regression testing, which actually help you do service maintenance in the less effort. So these are the 4 experimentation that we conducted based upon the retrieved WSDL slice for retrieving the test case. Then the service evolution matrix study will study for the two large evolving distributed system which are having two cloud services. And what are the two large evolving distributed system? Cluster controller CC and Amazon Web Service Elastic Compute Cloud, Amazon EC2 for their services. We did analysis. Then these are the service evolution matrix that we had calculated for the large web services. For example, Elastic Cluster Controller having these much versions released time sequence explain you where the commit of that version was being done from June 2006 to December 2016. So various versions are being developed, and these are being helped to do the evolution analysis, how the version 1, version 1.5, version 2 was been having the different commit and different size of lines of WSDL for different number of parameter, different number of code lines in them, and different number of operations were there for the analysis purpose. For AWS, we don't have internal logic code, so we just have the information for the lines of WSDLs, then number of parameter they contain, and the number of operations they have. So this data set was being used for analysis, and these are the four service evolution matrix which generates the time series for the analysis of these two large service developed, how these are being developed. So first matrix was like saying that Amazon web service was started developing first as compared to Eucalyptus. So Amazon come into existence before Eucalyptus. Amazon EC2 came into existence before cluster controller compute. Then parameter per operations was very large in Amazon EC2 as compared to Eucalyptus. Then the message per operations were same in both the web services, which is actually two. Then web service code lines means the code actually we have access only for the Eucalyptus. So we had done analysis for only Eucalyptus. So this is the evolution of the code was taking place for the Eucalyptus web service for CC, and this resulted in the rightmost lowermost graph. Next, we conclude here like we did change and evolution mining for evolving distributed system based on service change classifier, which actually labels operations to extract subset operation for the construction of WSDL slice. And we also proposed a service evolution matrix for the different versions of cloud service, and this helped us to do service evolution analytics with the model and the tool proposed. Then we did case studies for the construction of WSDL slice and reduce regression testing we did, and service evolution matrix we analyzed for the two self-made services, SaaS and book service. Then we also did for the two well-known cloud services, which is Eucalyptus CC and Amazon Web Service EC2. Then this helps to actually do the subset regression testing that helps to maintain quality of service and service level agreement. So this is the reference and more resources for exploring this project and do the analysis. And these are the further related publications to this project. If you want, you can go and read them, study them. Then thanks all of you for. Okay, bye. We'll see you in the next class. Thanks a lot.